Today I'm delighted to welcome Derek Moss, a former chair of Port Talbot Harriers from 1967 to 1970. He's visiting Wales from his home in Malta, so we've taken the opportunity to invite him along to tell us something of his time at the club. Welcome, Derek.
Thank you.
Could you tell me, when did you start running, please? And did you perhaps start running in school?
I did a bit of running in school, a bit of cross-country, but I mainly started after I left school, 1963, so it would have been summertime, July 63. And I thought it's the only sport I could do all the year round, running.
But you did run at school, though? There was opportunities to run in school?
Yeah, the school championships and school in the county school championships and the inter-house cross-country championships.
Did they have a school track, or was it cross-country?
No, we didn't. No, it was school playing fields. There was, I think, a 300-metre track just marked out. That's all we had.
Yeah.
So no track.
And what about when you left school then and decided to perhaps run? Did you join Port Talbot Harriers straight away?
Yes, through a couple of schoolmates of mine. Who were members of the Port Talbot, it was the YMCA Harriers at that time. So I joined them, we used to meet once a week, used that for a short while, and then they stopped us using the Harriers facilities. And then soon after, I think it was Arthur Williams formed Port Talbot Harriers, and we used to meet, after the training event, we decided where we were going to meet next and whose house. Or, for those who had phones at the time, phone each other.
And what were who were the main characters when you first joined the club from those early days?
I can remember the best runners, Jimmy O'Brien and Dill Robbins. They were by far the best runners, and they used to be often first and second in local races. So it was good meeting them, and there's other runners not so good. But
what about Arthur Williams himself? And what do you remember of him?
A lot. Small stature. He told me from Bristol and how he started running, always finished last or very end of races. And he said, your position finishing the race doesn't matter. You're at least doing it. That's the main thing. But he used to encourage us, and he's always there at races. Often as a timekeeper or in charge of the race, officiating. He's president of the West Harriers for a number of years, quite a long number of years. And I was always close to him, because we lived nearby in Port Talbot. And at races, I used to help him. After the race, I used to make a note, write down all the results, and then go to his house, hand them to him. And he used to write an article for the Port Talbot Neath Guardian, which came out on a Friday, I believe. So I worked with him quite closely.
He was a tremendous
early years onwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, do you remember perhaps your first race or any particular early race that comes back?
Well, the first early trained about once a week initially, and then we'd go off and run cross country on the weekend. It could be the West Glamorgan League or another league. So I remember the early cross-country races, across muddy paths, and
enjoyed it.
I was just finished with the last 25 of all the runners. Across the field of runners was much less in those days, It could be 50, 60, maybe 70,
Where and when did you train?
Well, we trained on the road, There's no facilities at the time. Not until, from 63, 64, 65, just met at each other's houses and on from there.
Would you run very far in training sessions in an evening?
I can't remember, maybe it could be 4, 5, 6 miles. But we enjoyed it, we had a good laugh, It was fun. That's what I remember most of all.
Very important, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what perhaps was your favourite type of race? Was it cross-country, or did you prefer track and field? Or?
I like track and field. I used to do 800 metres on the track. Also other events, because there used to be point skill for finishing position, so I used to do field events, long jump, even trying to throw the javelin, pick up the shot and put the shot. even the 100 metres used to do as well as 800 metres. Well, yards it was then, not metres. So that's what I can remember of the track. But I think the race I used to enjoy most of all were on the road. Cross country was tough. Track was not too bad, but the road races, I was much more comfortable on the road. I could run a bit faster.
I don't want to embarrass you, Derek, but I know you were a very impressive runner from the times I've heard you did. So I'd like you to, if you would, be so kind as to tell us some of the times that you were able to do in those top years of your running.
Initially, my ambition was to break 2 minutes for 880 yards, or which became 800 metres. It took a few years to do that. First time I was on the track at Bargoed. I think it was the Welsh Industries Championships. And the second time was an event in Jenner Park in Barry. Later on, in 1967, I think it was, and it might have been 66, at the end of the season, went to Gloucester for a track and field event. And somebody said, why don't you try the mile? I thought that was too far. I think beyond 800 metres is foot-long distance. So I tried the mile and it ran 4 minutes 26, the first attempt. I thought, well, maybe this is my distance. In 1967, I went off to university. And didn't do much the first year. Second year, I became secretary of the running club there. And the third year, I was captain of the club. And that's when I developed. And I did some good times running the 1500 metres. Actually broke 4 minutes, so it was a sub 4 minute 1500 metre runner. The best time was 3 minutes 56.30 in 1970. So that was probably my best race on the track.
That's very impressive.
Yeah. I think before that, on the road, my best race would have been Cardiff to Mountain Ash, 2-man relay. I teamed up with Jimmy O'Brien, who was the best runner in the club at the time. And we covered the 18-mile distance between us in 1 hour, 24 minutes, I think 26 seconds. And that's another race time PB that stands out in my career, running history. So
I know you didn't run long distance very often, or longer distances.
No, I didn't.
But you did do some impressive half marathons as well.
Yeah, when I moved to Malta, I thought, try some longer distances. Malta half marathon. The first attempt was 1 hour 22 minutes. The second attempt was 1 hour 18 minutes.
Can I ask how old you were at the time?
I was 49 years old at the time. Because after leaving uni, I went overseas to work, and I had a 17-year gap in my running career. I kept fit in those years, but it was only when I moved to Malta, I thought, what can I do? I better start running again. I couldn't even run a mile, I was gasping. And I saw an advert in the local paper, fun runs, on a Wednesday every 2 weeks. And I entered them, and that's how I got running again in Malta. Then joined the club, and just took off from there. Started entering the league races, 10 kilometres. I was in the teams of 6, I was in the 7th team. I was that slow. I then worked my way up over the time to the 2nd team. Once in the 18 in the half marathon. That's what I did, 1 hour, 18 minutes for the half. Which was my best half marathon time.
I think that would be lots of people's best half marathon time. But anyways,
that was at the age of 49.
Very good.
Yeah.
So the world's changed since when you started running to today. And I know you still run these days.
Yeah, just to keep fit.
Well, but you were in the Porthcawl Park run.
I do the odd park run when I come over here, yes.
I just wonder how you feel things have changed. I mean, when you first started running, the facilities were minimal. The equipment in terms of running shoes and so on was very poor by today's modern standards.
It was, yeah.
What do you feel about the change?
The facilities, there weren't any by the first year or two. And then luckily, we made use of the Cinder track at Southfields Comprehensive School, and sometimes in the winter months we could use the gymnasium and do circuit training. It depended on Education Authority allowing us and the janitor to let us in and use these facilities. Apart from that, there's nothing. We just met and ran on the road.
And what about kit itself?
Kit?
You wore shoes, and how that's changed over the years? And
Well, I started just wearing DAPs in school, and when I joined the club, I think I went to Swansea. There's a sports shop there opposite Swansea railway station, that Adidas shop. Just bought running shoes from there. Nothing like the shoes you get these days. And so it started. And then for races, bought a lighter shoe called Tigers. And they were the precursors to Asics running shoes. They're very lightweight. Soles are very thin. But you know, it's nice to wear. And helped me run it a lot faster.
absolutely.
So those are my early memories of running kit. Vest and shorts, t-shirt, shorts. Of course, put on the Harriers vest. Of course, black with a red hoop. You know.
Derek, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and I know you're only over in Wales for a short time.
Yeah.
But I hope you enjoyed your time and come back to visit us again, please.
Well, I'd like to, yes. It's also one of my later in life ambitions to visit Talbot Harriers, and since you built these facilities, I thought I must come here.
It's been a
And
pleasure.
then meet some of the people, you know. Even wanted to run with the Harriers, but John said they run a bit far, perhaps. You know.
We'll arrange that. We'll arrange that.
I think I run with some of the slower ones. You know, but, I'd like to do it, yeah. At the moment, I just want to keep fit. Only Tuesday, Thursday morning, sometimes a Saturday, Sunday. In between, I go to the gym, do the bike, and Pilates one day.
I'll be really embarrassing. Derek, can I ask your age, please?
I'm 79 years young.
And you're very, very impressive on it. Derek, thank you.
But I'm still running, yes. Every year I'm going to finish, but no, never happens.
Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.